go ahead and get started. As you can see, titled The Number 360 because the Father showed me the number 360. It's also Return Part 1 because there's going to be, I think, 5 different parts, and the final plea. So on August 28th, family, I was at the park. And while I was walking at the park, and then when I got ready to leave, I saw a stuffed animal on the concrete or the pavement. When I looked back, I noticed that it was a whale. It was a stuffed miniature blue whale, like a kid's toy. And I was kind of asking God, like, God, is that representing Jonah? Are you trying to tell me something about Jonah? So, families, I sat with the Lord over, like I said, this was August 28th. So, over several days, getting more revelation about this. This is what He has given me concerning that word. So, family, these spouses have tried to flee or run from God's calling on their lives in the same way as Jonah. They thought that in them running that they could actually and had actually escaped God's plan, not realizing that God uses every moment in our lives to teach us a lesson or the people around us a lesson by using us as a testimony for them. And I'll come back to this point later to give you a verse that actually serves as an example to the point that I'm going to make later. So, God has allowed a storm to take place in your spouse's lives, okay? Whether it be trouble with their finances, their relationships or situationships with these counterfeits, or in whatever area of their lives that they were idolizing and placing before the will of God. It was in that storm that they have, or we begin to call out to God. In Jonah's prayer to God in the book of Jonah, he acknowledged the fact that he cried out to the Father in his time of need, and he heard him and answered him. They too, like Jonah, are acknowledging the fact that God delivered them from either the hands of their enemies or the lives that they were living apart from him that left them feeling spiritually dead, okay? So Ephesians 2, verses 1 through 5. As for you, you were dead in your transgressions and sins, in which you used to live when you followed the ways of this world and the ruler of the kingdom of the air, the spirit who is now at work in those who are disobedient. All of us also lived among them at one time, gratifying the cravings of our flesh and following its desires and thoughts. Like the rest, we were by nature deserving of wrath. Thank you, Betty. But because of his great love for us, God, who is rich in mercy, made us alive with Christ even when we were dead in transgressions. It is by grace. It is by grace, not by works, not by the performance of your hands. It is by grace that you have been saved. Okay? So it was in that moment, after they prayed this prayer, that they began to turn to the Father for comfort, realizing that those who chose or choose to idolize materials, people, or false gods, and or divination, so whether that be the universe, whether that be crystals, whatever, they have realized that anybody who chooses these things above God forfeits the faithful love that God has for his children. It is us that separates ourselves from God, not God that separates himself from us, guys. Because of that realization, they will be or are becoming willfully glad to sacrifice or die to themselves and their selfish ambitions in order to fulfill the promise that they made to God. Now knowing that true fulfillment is only found in the Lord, okay? So like Jonah, you guys, these spouses have been or are being released, not only back to you, but to the Father to do his will. But it will not be, guys, and it is not without the residue of pride, ego, or vexation remaining when they return. So you have to show them a little grace, okay? Now, vexation is the state of being annoyed, frustrated, or worried. But do not worry, you guys. The Father is ministering to them at this present time concerning these particular issues, okay? He is causing them to reflect on the things that they have said or that they have did out of anger. He is showing them and causing them to understand that the calling and the anointing that they have on their lives are bigger than them. And that although their wants and needs are important to him, they are not greater than the needs of the people that they are being called to help. This also includes you guys, okay? Now, back to how God used Jonah's disobedience to save the souls that he encountered along the way, okay? So Jonah chapter 1, verse 16. At this, the men greatly feared the Lord, and they offered a sacrifice to the Lord and made vows to him. Hi, Stephen. They offered sacrifices to the Lord and made vows to him. Okay, now you guys remember the men that were on the ship, okay? When they were asking Jonah, what did you do? How did you anger your father? What can we do to rectify this situation? God does not do anything without him using it for his glory, okay? So nothing that happens on this journey is in vain. God uses all for his glory. The men on the ship that came into contact with Jonah while he was running, they were converted to followers of the Lord that day, guys. The verse said that they gave up everything in that moment. They converted, that they made sacrifices, and they made vows to God, okay? So Jonah's disobedience actually became a testimony to the power of God. Okay, it actually became a testimony to the power of God, and lives were saved. Okay, now I'll let you guys know in the beginning of this word that he also gave me the number 360. Okay, now the number 360 in the Greek means to depart, to return, to loosen. Okay, now where was Jonah running toward? Okay, he was running toward Tarshish. Okay, he had to depart. In that moment, when God caused that great storm, he had to depart from Tarshish and do what? Return to Nineveh, which was the original destination in the first place. Okay, guys? So it's the same way with these spouses. They are running, but they will have to depart from the world, from the counterfeits, from the idols and the things that they have left to do their will and not God's will. And they will be returning not only to him, but to you. Okay. Now, the Greek meaning of this word also means to dissolve and to break up, okay? To dissolve and to break up, okay? God is breaking up and dissolving any unsanctioned unions that these spouses may have encountered or come into agreement with, okay? Now, unsanctioned means any action, person, or teaching that is disapproved of or rejected or without the authority of God. Okay, so anything that he has not called them to do, any person that he has not called them to be with, guys, the Lord is not allowing it. Okay, what is for you and who is for you is for you. So God is dissolving these agreements or these ungodly covenants that they have come into agreement with, and he is breaking it up. Okay, now the other meaning of this also means to unloose, undo again, as woven threads. Okay, so God also wants you to know there is no 3-strand cord without God being a part of it. Remember, these are unsanctioned agreements, unsanctioned covenants. Okay, when God is not in the midst of it, it is not a 3-strand cord, because it does not have the husband, the wife, and God's approval. Okay, so it will not stand. If you want reference to that, you can go and read Ecclesiastes chapter 4 verse 12. Okay, it is not a 3-strand cord if God is not in the middle. Okay, now the Hebrew meaning of the number 360 is strength, might, and power. Okay, it also means help. Okay, God is our strength, guys. He is our help in a time of need. Okay, and this meaning is reference to Psalms chapter 22 verses 19 through 20. Okay, this is when David acknowledges God as his strength, and also God being the source of where his help comes from. It does not come from us ourselves. Okay, so verse 19, but you, Lord, do not be far from me. You are my strength. Come quickly to help me. Deliver me from the sword. Okay, my precious life from the power of the dogs. It is God who delivers you from the hands of your enemies, okay? It is God who separates you from the world and delivers you and give you grace and give you mercy, okay? So in your time of need, call on God because he is a present help, okay? He has not left you nor forsaken you, okay? Now, also on this same day, on August 28th, okay, on the same walk, when I looked at the ground as I was walking, I saw a silver piece of cord, okay, almost like a silver metallic piece of ribbon, okay? And my spirit was silver cord, okay? He is cutting silver cords, okay? So what does that mean? Silver cord, the biblical meaning, symbolizes the vital connection between the body and the spirit or life itself, okay? It represents death, you guys. It represents death, okay? Now, in this death, Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verses 6 through 7, remember our Creator before the silver cord is loosed. Before the silver cord is loose. What do he mean by loose? Before it's cut, before it's severed, okay? Or the golden bowl is broken, or the pitcher shattered at the fountain, or the wheel broken at the well. Then the dust will return to the earth as it was, and the spirit will return to God who gave it, okay? Now, this silver cord represents life or the lives, okay? Several people, one person or several, of the oppressor or oppressors and or Pharaoh that keeps putting their hands or mouths on God's children, okay? God is not playing about you guys, okay? He has sat by and gave them chance after chance, and he's not playing, okay? It represents the oppressor and or Pharaoh that keep putting his hands or his mouths on God's children. Now, this is the thing. Remember when he sent Moses to tell Pharaoh to let his people go. When he kept warning Pharaoh, he sent plagues. He sent everything, every sign, miracle, and wonder to give Pharaoh a chance to let his people go and step off. Pharaoh did not listen. At one point, God allowed his heart to become hardened because he knew that Pharaoh wasn't going to stop. And after a certain point, guys, when he allowed them to cross that water, that body of water that he parted for his people, what did he do when Pharaoh tried to cross? He closed it up, thus cutting that silver cord, okay? He unalived him. He is saying this same thing in this hour to the oppressors and the modern day pharaohs of his people today. Let my people go, leave my people alone, or this will be your fate. This is his final plea to them, guys. He's calling them to turn away from their wicked ways, but if they do not, that cord will be cut, okay? So, the Bible verses that I was given for this, hi, from South Africa. So, Ecclesiastes, guys, chapter 12, verses 13 through 14. Now all has been heard. Here is the conclusion of the matter. Fear God and keep his commandments, for this is the duty of all mankind, guys. All, not just some, all. For God will bring every deed, not a little bit, not some of it. God will bring every deed into judgment, including every hidden thing. Nothing that you think, nothing that you do is hidden from God. God sees all and knows all, whether it is good or evil, and you will be judged accordingly. Okay, guys? So Matthew chapter 24, verses 21. For then there will be great distress, unequaled from the beginning of the world until now, and never will be equaled again. What is he saying? You thought that was a lot? The beginning of the world, when I sent the flood and I did everything that I did then, you thought that was a lot? This will be unequaled, unmatched from the beginning of the world until now, and never be equaled again. You have never seen nothing like this, nor will you ever see anything like this again. Isaiah chapter 55, verses 6 through 7. Seek the Lord while he may be found. He did. He really did, and he's not playing anymore. He's getting ready to shut it down. He's shaking tables and flipping tables. Seek the Lord while he may be found. Call on him while he is near. Let the wicked forsake their ways. He's giving them a chance. This is the final plea. Let the wicked forsake their ways, and the unrighteous their thoughts. Let them turn to the Lord, and he will have mercy on them, and to our God, for he will freely pardon. He said it ain't going to cost you nothing to turn away from your ways. I will freely pardon you. Turn away from your ways and your thoughts. Jeremiah chapter 31, verses 34. No longer will they teach their neighbor or say to one another, know the Lord, because they will all know me, from the least of them to the greatest, declares the Lord. For I will forgive their wickedness and will remember their sins no more. He is saying all you have to do is turn away from your wicked ways and follow me, and your sins will be wiped clean. The Father is saying, guys, it will look and feel like it never even happened. It will look and feel as if it never even happened. Isaiah chapter 43, verses 18 through 19. Forget the former things. Forget the past. Do not dwell on the past. See, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs up. Do you not perceive it? I am making a way in the wilderness and streams in the wasteland. Guys, a lot of the times when hardship come, we take that as a sign that God has forsaken us. We take that as a sign that we have done something wrong. We take that as a sign that we have moved out of position. In actuality, guys, that is a testimony and an announcement to the breakthrough. God is saying, do you not perceive it? I am doing something new. I am making a way in the wilderness. So where you see drought, where you see desolate lands, where you don't see anything happening in your finances and your love life, anything you have been believing him for, he said, I am making a way in the wilderness and streams in the wasteland. Do you not perceive it, guys? So do not let the enemy spread his lies. Do not let the enemies make you miss out on what God has for you. He is sitting them down and quieting them in this hour. And the Jonahs who have ran are being returned not only to him, but to you. Think it not strange, like I said, if they return with a little pride, a little ego, a little residue, he is ministering to them and working on them with that. And those silver cords, the oppressors, the pharaohs, the idols, whatever, the Jezebels, whatever has been placed above God's will be severed. Sit down or be sat down. Join my team or stay over there. But when you are destroyed, just know I gave you a chance to switch sides. So keep going, guys. Stay in prayer. Stay steadfast, unmovable, unshakable, because it is here. It is happening. Just know. Now, think it not strange when people around you are becoming ill or they may pass away. This has to happen, and it's happening because he has given them chances to leave you guys alone. Okay, so just know that if you are sticking close to God, nothing that you have done will be in vain, and he uses everything and he sees all, guys. Okay. So be blessed and take this word as encouragement that everything is being returned. This is God's final plea, okay? Okay, guys, be encouraged. I'm praying for you all. Have a nice day.